Hey, it's Rob Rush. So on May 1st, coming to the Paramount in Huntington, I believe this will be their first time on the island in a while. You'll have the opportunity to see From Ashes to New, along with special guests Point North, Eco, Fix, and Elijah. And again, that's May 1st, Paramount in Huntington. And as you can see, joining me today is the lead singer of From Ashes to New. Please welcome Danny Case. What's going on, my man?
How's it going, man? I'm doing good.
So I saw on your Instagram it said that this was it's part two, Blackout Tour part two. You said that part one was the best and most successful headlining tour that you guys have done, and you're doing it again. And tell me, I mean, the album came out in end of July of last year, so it's been a whirlwind because the album's doing really well for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it really feels like night and day from the end of 2022 to the beginning of 2024. Um, especially like after the whole COVID thing, like everybody had to kind of restart and like get their bearings back, especially for growing bands like us.
Sure.
And
What is that like? I don't want to, we'll come back, but what is that like for a growing band to, that happens? And I've asked a couple people that question. It's always, similar but different stories. You're starting to get up, and then all of a sudden something unimaginable happens and it shuts everything down. What does that go through with something for you? How's that
you know,
mindset?
it's tough to say whether it would have purely for like the trajectory of a band. It's hard to say whether it would have been better or worse had none of that ever happened.
Mhm.
Um, because however things happen has led us here today, and we're really happy with where things are going today. So it's hard to say whether COVID happening was ultimately a bad thing for our growth at the time, if it led us down this path that we're on
Sure.
right now. But yeah, at the time, like it sucked. We
Yeah.
couldn't get on the road. We couldn't release our record. We couldn't, go anywhere and play shows and all that stuff. And I mean, that's outside the whole world, being shut down. So, trying to get back into it at the end of 2021, I think a lot of people were still apprehensive about going out. And so like tours were, a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Um, and then, we did like I think we did two headliners in 2022, and they were all right. We were happy with what they were at the time, but as soon as like we started touring in 2023, it was just it was madness. It was next level, and we went out and did our own headliner Blackout Tour, the first part, and blew away all our numbers from the year prior. Everything was twice the size.
Yeah.
And now with this part two announcement, it's only been a few months, and this tour is blowing that tour out of the water. So it's insane to see all this growth happening in such a short amount of time. Record hasn't even been out for a year,
No.
and it's really awesome to watch, and we have the fans to thank for that. So, big shout out to our fan base, supporting us and showing us to new people. It means the world to us.
And if you are a fan of From Ashes to New, I noticed that on your website you can actually purchase VIP packages, and it actually looks like it's very inexpensive. It's fun. I'm looking at it right now. It says 95 bucks, and the cool thing is it says a game of soft tip dart toss with the guys in the band. Are you guys big dart people?
Yeah,
Dart
so
players?
we try to bring something different to the table every
Mhm.
tour. This one is a repeat since it's essentially the same tour as the last tour, so it's the same kind of VIP. But we always try to bring something fun to do for the fans, so it's not just a hey, here's your picture, sign something, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
We want to spend a little more time with people and really make sure that they feel they got their money's worth to not only just meet us and hang out with us, but have a little fun, do a short Q&A, and we did like a little putt putt golf thing. We've done what else have we done? I can't remember everything we've done, but that was one of them. Now we've got this like soft tip dart game. The guys in Word Alive actually do cornhole, which is something we want to do, but we're like, oh, we can't do
Mhm.
that because they're on tour with us, and they're doing that. So it's just like any like kind of small interactive game where like people can win prizes, get discounts off merch, stuff like that. That's kind of the whole reason behind doing that. We're not dart sharks or anything like that.
I mean, you're going to be coming to Long Island. You can always do like a best pizza, cook-off contest as well. That's something that you're going to have to try. I don't know if you've been here lately, but the area is known for pizza, and there's a couple of great pizza shops right down the road from Paramount.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'm a Western New Yorker, so the rest of the country is awfully disappointing when it comes to pizza.
Exactly. And I think it's really awesome that you do that stuff with the fans because and it's such an affordable experience. You know, what is the best thing for you when you meet somebody that comes up to you and says, "Hey, Danny, I wanted to start singing because of you," or "I wanted to be in a band because of From Ashes to New." What's that like when you have somebody come up to you and say that?
I mean, it's like the coolest thing in the world because it's like I was that person or that kid, however young or old they are, um, that saw something at one point that just like lit that spark um, to make me want to be a musician. And without that, like I don't know what I'd be doing or who I would be today. So it's like the effect that that can have on somebody is unimaginably powerful. So that's a cool thing to be on the other side of that.
Yeah.
It's cool to take a step back and be like, man, that's really awesome that we are in a position to be able to do that for other people.
And as a band that is still, growing and on the up and up, what are you looking forward to after, or just looking forward to with the tour and then for the rest of the year? I mean, what's going to be the game plan for you guys?
We things are a little bit up in the air right now. We've got this tour that we're currently working on and promoting and planning to go out on. We're actually also working on new music at the same time,
Oh, okay.
and and we're trying to get out on the road as much as possible, grow this thing. We really want to get overseas. That's gonna have to eventually happen. Um, and I mean, ultimately, like the goal is to just keep climbing, keep growing. I mean, I think our all-time goal is to just be able to be in arenas as a headlining band. And I mean, I feel like that's any band's ultimate dream. Like
Yeah.
we want to be able to have our own shows in arenas because like that's like the highest level, it's just like a dream come true to be able to get to that point. So, we're just going to keep climbing until we can get there.
And how's the bands that you're bringing out with you now? I mean, I'm familiar with Point North, but tell me about Eco, Fix, and Elijah. That'll be there at the Paramount
Yeah. So
on May 1st.
uh, we had Echo out with us on Blackout Tour Part One, and he was
Mhm.
great. He was really well received by the fans, and so he was available, and we decided to bring him out for this part as well. And we so he's like a rapper that has rock elements and has a little bit of singing as well. And so we were like, let's try more of that. And that's kind of what like Fix and Elijah are like. They kind of bring a lot more of a rap element, which is really cool. And it is kind of experimental for this side of the industry, but with the way Echo was received and the way that he like promoted the tour and was like all about it, like we're like let's have more of that. So we are bringing out those guys, and I think it's going to be really really great for the tour because they have such a great presence on social media.
And what was the last time you guys put? Did you guys ever play the Paramount in Huntington?
I don't know. I'm such an awful person to ask those questions because
No, you're so
I
bad. Come
yeah,
on.
I can't unless I'm like there and I can
Yeah,
actually see. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I remember this place. I have no clue, no
it's
idea
definitely
whatsoever.
one of the best venues. I mean, it's been voted, I think, like top three venues in the country. So you would remember
That's
it. But
awesome.
this area, you said, where from Western New York are you from?
Rochester, so I'm in between Buffalo and Syracuse.
Okay, a good buddy of ours that was just actually at the Paramount, Dennis Casey from Flog and Molly. He lives in Rochester too. But it's a different vibe when you play in this part of the country. Am I right?
Oh, for sure. It's so funny because when I say I'm from New York, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I want to go to Manhattan and go see." I'm like, I'm 7 hours away from it. Might as well, might as well be a different state. So like going
Exactly.
to the city or like Long Island, it's like it's completely different.
It's a different world. I mean, have you been? When was the last time you were on Long Island? Because remember, it's
God.
on Long Island. You're not in Long Island. You're on Long Island. Just
Right,
remember.
right.
Mhm.
Um, may were we? I don't even know if we were there in 2022 or yeah, no, I don't think we were. I can't honestly remember the last time that we were uh on Long Island proper.
Hmm.
We've only ever been like to like the Gramercy and other
Yeah.
parts of like Manhattan and
Mhm.
downtown NYC and stuff like that. So I don't know that we've ever been on Long Island, at least that I can remember. And again, I'm terrible with this stuff. I never remember the places that we go.
Well, when you come here, we have a studio there at the Paramount, so you're more than welcome to come down and hang out, and we can show you the ropes. And for
Oh
somebody
yeah,
that,
that was great.
yeah, it's we'll show you everything. We got you. Like, you got to put on your De Niro face. You got a little bet. You got to come down. For somebody that's never seen From Ashes to New, what is the best way to describe your live performance? Because I've seen you a couple of times, and intense is the best way, but not intense in a bad way. Intense in a good way is one of the best ways I
Yeah,
can describe it.
I was actually going to say it's all over the place in a
Hmm.
good way.
Yeah.
So we've got very rap heavy songs. We have active rock songs. We have screaming and breakdowns and soft songs, and
Yeah.
we always bring the most possible production that we can. We have video walls and lights and
Hmm.
fog blasters, and we really just try to pack the stage with as much
As you
show
can.
as
It's a
possible.
real
But
produced show. That's what it is. It's a real produced show.
yeah, yeah, and so high energy. We look to connect with the fans as much as possible, and so like at the end of the day, we are in a sense in a service industry. We are there to serve our fans, so we are trying to give up the best possible show that we can. Um, and so it's kind of all over the place with all these different elements, and then just also just trying to pedal to the metal the whole time and just give people an unforgettable experience.
And tell me about the new song because we started to play that "Barely Breathing," but it's a different version than that's featured on Blackout. This one has Chrissy from the band Against the Current on there.
Yeah, that was one of the first songs that we demoed out for Blackout, and we really loved right away.
Yeah,
And
it's a great song.
Josh Gilbert and Joseph McQueen actually worked on it because it actually had kind of a different sound, and they brought in these kind of different uh, elements to the song. And we were like, this is like transform the song. This is so cool. We loved the way it sounded, and we knew it had kind of like a mainstream kind of vibe. So we wanted to get somebody that we felt like would do the song justice. And Lance is a big gamer guy, and so he played League of Legends, and he knew a song from that game that Chrissy was on. So we're like, let's hit her up. Let's see if she would want to be a part of the song. And she was great. She killed it, and
Yes,
everybody loves the way that she sounds, and it's been really awesome.
that's a pretty cool
Honestly,
story. That you
yeah,
just somebody's playing a video game, and everybody can say that when they play video games, you can hear a song in there, and you're like, you know what, I like the way that person sings. I'm going to call them up
yeah,
and get them to do a record. That's actually a kind of a very cool story.
yeah, yeah. So that was all Lance, and she was cool enough to throw down on the song, and it's better than the original for sure.
And that'll be one of the many songs that'll be performed at the Paramount May 1st. Tickets are available. You go to paramountny.com, or if you actually want to buy the meet and greet package with the guys and you can actually hang out with the band, you can go to fromashestonnew.com and the meet and greet package will be right there. It's very affordable. And not only do you get early entry, you get a souvenir laminate, signed exclusive set list. You get to hang out with the guys in the band and do a little bit of a Q&A. So hopefully, maybe this can inspire you to ask a certain question to the guys in the band. I guess one of the last questions I'll ask you, Danny, is because maybe if for those that might not know too many about From Ashes to New,
Yeah.
who were your influences? And if you could have anybody, let's just say, working on a new record with From Ashes to New, sing a duet with you, who would it be?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I grew up on classic rock. I was always playing in the car when I was a
Mhm.
kid. Um, but when I really started to find my own music, it was Linkin Park and Green Day and Blink 182 and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
And then I got into some of the heavier stuff like Breaking Benjamin. And then eventually I found my favorite band of all time, which is Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay.
Um, so if that can give you a guess as to who I would want to
A little
have
bit.
sing on a
A little
song,
bit.
yeah, yeah, I would love to have M Shadows on a song. The guy's phenomenal, and I learned so much about um, what it means to be a good singer from that guy. Just watching him and knowing that, like he takes care of his voice, he works at being the best singer that he possibly can. And that's where I got all of my, inspiration to have a great work ethic. Um, so I owe a lot to that band and to that guy. So that would be awesome to have them on a song.
Well, you never know. Stranger things have happened, like playing a video game and then getting one of those singers to
Yeah,
sing for you.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you never know what could happen. Danny and From Ashes to New going to be again at the Paramount in Huntington on May 1st. 94.3 The Shark presents that show, so we will be there. We'll try to get the guys in the studio that day for a pre-show hangout. And again, maybe we'll even do a giveaway for a meet and greet package as well. But if you want to purchase it, go to FromAshesToNew.com. And I can't thank you enough for hanging out today, Danny.
Thanks for having me, man.